Hello folks, and welcome to How to Be a Better Player, a series by AFK Gaming to help you become a better player. Hello, and welcome to How to Be a Better Player, a series by AFK Gaming to help you become a better teammate. So, here's what I have noticed. Many of you might be asking what's the difference between a good teammate and a good player. Here's what I've noticed. A good player, let's say anywhere between Legendary Eagle to Master Guardian 1, anywhere between that skill bracket, they are all good players. They have enough skill and the potential to carry their own team. But you know what? Solo carrying is never going to help anyone, because CSGO is a game designed to be played as a team. So a good player will be able to carry it all by himself, but he doesn't have to. You know what I've noticed? The difference between a Legendary Eagle and a Global Elite is a Legendary Eagle will not be able to work well with this team. If you put a Legendary Eagle and a Global Elite in a 1 versus 1, individually they might be on the same level. You will not be able to tell the difference. If they do a one-on-one duel, you will never be able to say which one of them is going to come out on top. But the Global Elite, he will work better in a team scenario where he will be able to utilize his teammates, use that game sense in order to achieve victory. So in this series we're gonna watch a couple of pro matches, see what they do, and try to implement their tricks and gameplays into our very own games. Today, we are going to be covering a relatively simple topic, but it's essential to Counter-Strike. It's double peeking, trade fragging, and setting up crossfires. Now, these are relatively simple to achieve, but the execution of these is so difficult. So, let's get started. First of all, I have an example over here. I want you to notice the position of these two players. This is a demo from Liquid vs Astralis ESL Pro League Season 7, which just happened a couple of days ago. I'm going to play it again from the start. Now, I want you to notice the position of these two players. You see, Twists and Taco both are playing on site in such an angle that they will be able to help each other at all times. They are standing so close to each other. If any of the Astralis players come walking into the site, they're going to be facing both these players at the same time. So what's going to happen if any of the Astralis players come? Be short. Taco and Twists are there to help each other out. If any of them come from apartments, yet they will both be facing each other at the same time. Now this is sort of a bad example because this is a non-violent scenario. None of the Astralis players are actually coming in over here. Let's take a scenario where a fight takes place. Now this is a demo from the same match. I want you to notice how these players play this round. Elige has been boosted up on top, and Naf is playing nearby. I'm just going to let the round play. I'm going to let you observe what's going on over here. So Elige is setting up on the box, the second box, okay, not the first one. Naf is playing close, but he only has a CZ. There's Nitro, who's over at CT spawn, but I'm pretty sure that Astralis is going to throw a smoke over there, and he's going to be nulled out of position. Now, I'm just going to let this round play. I'm not going to say anything, just notice. The Molotov is going to come in. These players will be forced out of position. Naf dies pretty early in the round. Nitro, he's behind this pillar. He's going to die as well. Elige is going to peek out to help him, but Nitro still goes down anyway. Elige does manage to save the round in some way, you'll see. But then they do take pretty heavy losses, and this could have been played out better. I'll tell you how and why later. Twist comes in, and there you go. Now, I'm going to play this demo right from the top. Elige has been boosted up on top, okay? And Naf is playing nearby, okay? He's playing pretty close. So, as soon as the Astralis players come into the site, Naf will be the very first person to see. Let's see. The smoke comes in, yada, yada, yada. And now look at this. Naf, he's over there. When the Astralis players come in, they're going to see Naf. Either he's going to die or he's going to survive. If he does manage to survive, he's going to fall back into the site. Now, let's think from the perspective of an Astralis player. He sees Naf right there. If Naf is going to run back, he will either go to the first box or the second box or behind the new box. So what's going to happen is when Astralis players come walking in, they're going to have their crosshair trained towards either one of these three positions. They will not expect Elige up on top over there. This is a good crossfire. What's going to happen? They're gonna focus their fire on Naf, and Elige is gonna take care of them. So what's gonna happen is there will be two people on their screen at the same time. That is the most essential thing of trade fragging. I'm gonna let this play. And setting up crossfire is also, a similar thing. Making sure that you and your enemies are in tandem, making sure that your enemies always have more than one of your teammates on your screen at the same time. Let's imagine a scenario. Let's say you're going down somewhere. You see an enemy pop out in front of you. Now, there's a 50-50% chance you will win this scene. Either you will kill him or he will kill you. But let's say if two of the enemies pop out in front of you, your chances of surviving in that scenario go down drastically. That's exactly what happens here. Naf is still over there. He's now taken his position behind the first cupboard. But all best laid plans, all their best laid crossfires will go to hell. Now, I'm going to pause the scene right here. And I wanted to see what's happening. Elige is falling back to new box. Nitro is behind this pillar. And Naf, he goes on to take that. We can see through the X-ray that Naf goes in front to take the fight. And he dies. What could have been done? Instead of going out front, he could have stayed somewhere at the fountain or taken a position by dark or by coffins, waited for his teammates Nitro and Elige to peek with him. So that way, he popped out in front of Glaive and he just instantly died because there were three people behind him. The entire goddamn Astralis lineup was behind him. There's no way he's going to be able to take down three players or even survive, and hence he died. However, if he stayed back, played with his teammates, this would have been a 3 versus 4 scenario rather than, a 1 versus 4 scenario. Naf just jumped in there. I don't know why he did that. Maybe he was cocky, maybe he was confident that he could have taken the kills, or maybe in the heat of the moment he just got confused. Let's play this again. Now, at this point, Elige and Nitro, they both are together. Technically, they should be peeking at the same time. If this is Nitro, let's say this is the pillar, Nitro is hiding somewhere behind here. This is the new box, Elige is peeking somewhere behind here. They're both hiding, and when they peek out, they both should be out at the same time. So there's two guns pointing. Pew, pew, pew. Two guns pointing at the Astralis players at the same time. But that's not what happens over here. Let's see. Nitro, he peeks, he dies. Look, Nitro is dead now. But where is Elige? He's still behind this box. So that's a little bit of miscommunication from them. Let's play this round further ahead. This round is a good example because even though Elige fucks up over here, he does manage to recover the situation when he does well later. Let's play it out, okay? Now, Taco is going to come in. The Astralis players have potted out Elige, so they will not expect Taco to walk in here. Taco comes in, he does manage to take a kill, but goes down later on. Twist is also here. Now, they are not aware of Twist's position. They only know that Elige is over here. Look at this. Twist is going to come in. Glaive, he's currently looking at Elige. Twist came in. He started shooting at Twists. Damn, cough. I'm sorry. Now, Elige started shooting at Twist, and as soon as he did that, Glaive started shooting at Twist, and Elige popped out immediately to kill him. So this is what's supposed to happen. When Glaive was looking at Twist, Elige came in and shot him. When Elige was hidden, Taco came out and shot someone else. So this is the kind of teamwork that really needs to be happening if you want to make these double peaks work. In this same round, Nitro, I'm going to play that moment where Nitro is about to die. Yep. This is a good round because even though you make a mistake, he sort of covers it up later. So, you have best of both worlds. At this point, Nitro and Elige should have sort of communicated like 1, 2, 3 peak now. They could have said that. And this would have been so much better. Let's take another example. I have over here a demo from Greyhound versus SK Gaming. This is from IEM 2018, which was like 2 weeks ago. Let's see. This is the start of the round. We can see from the minimap that Fur has dropped in from the boost area, and Fallen is gonna come alongside him from the mid area pretty soon. Let's see. That's Fallen right there, and that's Fur. Now, he has spotted out this other guy. He spotted out Dick Stacy over at the white box. Now, you see what he did there? He throws a Molotov over at the Z connector. Why did he do that? Now, Fur was up top, he was on boost, he's already cleared out the sandbags area, so he knows nobody's over there. He spots out Dick Stacy over at the white box. He knows that one person is over there. What could go wrong at this point is that somebody might come in from the Z connector and he will start shooting at Fur at the same time. So now Fur will not only have to deal with Dick Stacy over at the white box, he will also have to keep his mind over at the Z connector area. You can't really shoot at two people at once, hence he Molotovs it off. So he does not even have to worry about getting double peaked from the other team. Fur and Fallen are both going in together, okay? And that's why this double peak is gonna work out for them. Dick Stacy also has backup, but look at this. Gratis faction peaked. Dick Stacy is still hiding behind that box. And now he's gonna peek. And even he goes down. What went wrong over here? Instead of having a 2 versus 2 fight, Gratis faction peeked in, made it a 1 versus 2 fight. He lost instantly. Then Dick Stacy peeked, and again it was a 1 versus 2. So that's kind of how this goes. I'm gonna let this round play because once again there will be a very good example of how SK players utilize these concepts. Fallen goes down over here. The rotation is coming in from the CTs. Bolts, he's gonna pick up kill on Dexter, but then even he's gonna go down later on in the round. Yep. Now, Bolts has gone down. Look at this situation. It's 2v versus Urcast and Malta. It's a 1 versus 2. Ideally, Stewie has no chance of winning this. It's a 2 versus 1. The odds are against him. There is no way he should be winning this. But he makes it. Let's see how. Look at the X-ray right here. He's blinded. He's gonna go. Malta, he's in the vents area. Urcast is gonna come in from the Z connector. Look at this through the X-ray. Now, Malta was in vents. This guy was in Z connector. If they both picked Stewie at once, Stewie is a dead man. But he throws this Molotov. He doesn't let the guy over at the Z connector peek him. So now he only needs to focus on the person in the vents area. He successfully turned a 2 versus 1 situation into 2 separate 1v1 scenarios. Obviously, you have a much higher chance of winning a 1 versus 1 scenario instead of a 2 versus 1 scenario. That Molotov, that was the game-changing thing that happened in this round. And now Stewie is just going to proceed to plant this bomb, take this 1 versus 1 against Urcast, and he's going to win this round. What could have Greyhound done to prevent this? When the Molotov came in, even the person over at Vents, he should have just fallen back, stayed calm. They should have regrouped, and then they could have fought Stewie at once instead of giving him that 1v1 and letting him win. I have another example over here. This is something that SK does really well. If you notice in the minimap, there are 3 players of Greyhound Gaming over at the mid area. There's Dick Stacy holding this angle close. There's Dexter over at sandbags, and Urcast is waiting in the vents. Now, if you notice, I'm gonna rewind this a little bit. Over here, player 1, Dexter is player 2, and here, he's already primed that smoke grenade. What's the thing going on over here? So now that there are 3 players mid, in case SK decides to go mid, they will have to run into all these 3 players who have set up a crossfire all at once. And that's why SK decide to Molotov the vents area. Why? So that they will have 1 less player to deal with. Urcast, however, he's so smart. He knows that SK is going to make that play. Hence, he already has that smoke grenade primed. So when that Molotov comes flying in, which should be anytime soon now. Yeah, there it goes. Here comes the Molotov. Smoke. And look at this. Greyhound still managed to retain their crossfire. It's a different story that SK did not go mid this round. They decided to go A instead. But had SK gone mid this round, this would have been such a disaster. Once again, SK saw that smoke grenade go off, and now they're going to throw another Molotov to flush this guy out. He's going to fall back, and he will go right into the crosshair of the person sitting in toxic area. He somehow survived. Maybe he did not have a proper angle, but if the person at toxic was anywhere closer, this would have been their game. I'm going to jump in game now and show you what these crossfires are going to look like. The buy period expired. Okay, I'm just going to restart the game then. Okay, let's go. Now, I'm a terrorist. I'm trying to go into A site. This is just an example I'm going to show in Inferno, simply because we had the Inferno demo playing previously. So, what happens is, when terrorists do try to take apartments, they're going to go something like this. A person's going to come in. The first thing he sees is this graveyard area. Then he's going to go over here. He's going to check over this spot on the side of the library. He's going to check this spot. Then he's going to go pit. And then he's going to come over this. And then he will jump into the site. As a CT, how can you defend this? Let's say you have one person playing over here at graveyard. He's going to be the first person who comes in contact with the terrorist over here. As soon as this person at CT spawn gets spotted, just hide. This guy needs to just hide, that's all. Because he's been spotted already. If he tries to take that fight, it's a 50% chance he's going to lose. It's a fair fight. And you know what the thing about Counter-Strike is? You should never ever give your enemies a fair fight. Always use every trick in the book to turn the situation to your advantage. Have that unfair advantage. He's gonna hide. Now if he does hide, the terrorist, let's say I'm the terrorist once again. Now this guy has spotted out the person over at graveyard. In his mind, he will be subconsciously be constantly aware that he's over here. Even if he tries to go further out into the site, he's still gonna be focused. It's gonna be on his mind so much that he will not be able to focus anywhere. Now a CT can have a second person playing over here, holding this angle. This guy, he's gonna peek him, you know, use his utility, flush him out or whatever. But as soon as he peeks the person over here, he can shoot the terrorist down. That's a good example of a crossfire. Another example, let's say this person is sitting over at mid, not mid, I'm sorry, the pit area. So he's sitting over at pit. His teammate could be anywhere in this site. He'll be watching this angle. Now when a terrorist walks out, he's gonna spot the person in the pit first. He will try to take a fight. At this point, this guy can just simply come in and spray him down because he has not seen this guy yet. At the same time, the pit guy should peek him to catch. So the objective is the enemy should always have more than 2 of your players on your screen at the same time. Reverse concept, the same thing. When you're in a clutch situation, you should try to make sure that you only have 1 enemy on your screen at the same time so that the enemy cannot double peek you. This is all about crossfiring on CT sides. However, you know, double peeking on the terrorist side is a little different from this. I have another example over here. Let's play that again from the top. Now, Steel is walking in. Get Right has spotted him. He shoots him down. Now, I want you to look at AZK right now. He is not directly looking at Get Right. He's, you know, hovering around somewhere. Maybe he was trying to check the area over at Boiler. He does not know that Get Right is in Cubby. Now, Steel is gonna die. And by the time he calls out that Get Right is hiding in Cubby, AZK is already in his crosshair. And that's why it's just a double spray down. So on the T side, what you should be doing is resume game. Let's say I'm a terrorist. For a terrorist, what you should be doing ideally is you don't go one by one. There needs to be a specific timing. When 2 of your players peek the same angle, I'm gonna peek and my teammate is coming in somewhere from behind me. He also is gonna peek. There's a fine balance. If both of you go too soon, the person standing over here, he can just spray both of you down in a single spray. But if you're too far apart, the person peeking first is gonna die. The person standing on that side, over this side, he's just gonna fall back. And then if your teammate just comes in, he's gonna find nobody over here because that guy has taken a kill. He's already fallen back to his safety and it's just gonna be a waste. So you have to have that delicate balance. So when a person is playing here, he's gonna spray down and there's a little period of inaccuracy between the 2 bursts. I'm gonna show you. So this is the first burst and that's the second burst. So there's a little period of inaccuracy. My first burst is pretty good, but my second burst, see, my bullets are going haywire. Even when I pull it down, it's not gonna be completely possible. So that little period of inaccuracy is what you need to target. Remember folks, just keep this in mind. Always make sure your enemy has an unfair fight. You need to have that advantage. Make sure both of you peek him at once and make sure he has no chance to win against you. So you will have to, keep trying out many different positions. On the CT side, you will have to see what sort of positions you like to play in. There are literally a million permutation and combinations you can do, million different angles you both can hold together and see what works best for you. If one particular angle doesn't work well for you, you can just try something else. Keep mixing and matching until you find that right spot. Also, another factor is consistency. So when you and your teammate hold a side together, let's say you just hold a side together, you have to keep playing this side again and again and again, so you know what works best for you. If you're gonna go B one round and your teammate is over here, he's playing with someone else, that coordination, it's not gonna be there. So you have to keep practicing this again and again. And that, folks, is the secret to winning. Do let us know if you have any questions down in the comments. I'm gonna try to answer them as much as I can. And also let us know if what kind of topics you would like us to cover on our next podcast. Let's see if there are any questions on chat. Hemant Harshit, well, obviously bad teammates are a thing. You don't need to solo queue, just play with a buddy or something. That's gonna be much better. Hi Siddharth. Yeah. Oh, luckily there are no questions over here. Yeah, that was a cool thing. So, like I said, do let us know what kind of topics you would like us to cover. This is Kripz signing off.